Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joydeep Burman. Today I am going to discuss about some important MCQs which were previously asked in the examination of UGC NET, and it is based on library and information science. So let's start the discussion. The first one in you should avoid the numbering system. Here it is 9th, but in my case it is first. In 1966, the MARC as a pilot project was launched by MARC means machine readable, MA for machine, R for readable, or C for cataloging or catalog, machine readable cataloging. It is a format of cataloging system, and in this format if the description or bibliography description is entered, the machine means the computer can easily identify every details of the particular document. Every details means who is the author of that particular document, what is the title of that particular document or book, what is the ISBN number, from where it is published. Machine can easily identify if you entered the details by the MARC format, but in the case of card catalog, machine cannot identify who is the author of the book. We identify, we know it is the name, so it will be author, but machine do not know what is name, what is title, what is ISBN number in the case of card format. But in the case of machine readable cataloging format, machine can easily identify, because the format is set by some tags. By the tags, machine can identify the details, particular details of the document. Okay, this MARC project was launched by in 1966. It is launched by Library of Congress. Library of Congress is the National Library of USA. Okay. Next one is SAARC Documentation Center was established in. SAARC Documentation Center was established in, here is the option, 1975, 1979, 1982, 1994. The right one is 1994. It is established in 1994 in New Delhi, and it is established for exchanging of information related to science and technology, trade, commerce, industry among the SAARC member states. We know there are 8 SAARC member states, and among them, to share the information about science and technology, trade, industry, the MARC Documentation Center was established in the year 1994 in New Delhi. The next one is the Indian state which enacted library legislation in the year 1948 is A. Kerala, B. Meghalaya, C. Tamil Nadu, and D. Rajasthan. Here the right answer is C. Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu enacted Library Registration Act in the year 1948, and it is the first state in India which is enacted the Library Registration Act, and Kerala enacted their Library Registration Act in the year 1989, and Rajasthan enacted the Library Registration Act in the year 2006, and Meghalaya did not enact, does not in Meghalaya there is no Library Registration Act. Okay. The next one is National Library Week in India is being celebrated annually since A. 1914, B. 1933, C. 1950, D. 1968. From which year the National Library Week is celebrated in India? The correct answer is D, 1968. Here are some important facts about National Library Week. Sri Yanki Venkata Ramania, who was the Secretary of Andhra Pradesh Library Association, organized an All India Library meeting on 12th November 1912, and this meeting leads to the formation of ILA. ILA means Indian Library Association. By giving prominence to 12th November meeting, ILA declared 14th November as National Library Day. In India, 14th November is the National Library Day and it is also the Children's Day. Since 1968, 14 to 20 November are celebrated as National Library Week. The next one is Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, the then Union Education Minister, formally declared one of the following libraries open to the public on 2nd February 1953. A. Connemara Public Library, B. Delhi Public Library, C. National Library Calcutta, D. Saraswathi Mahal Library Tanjore. By the from these four library, which library was opened on 2nd February 1953 for the public? The right one is C. National Library Calcutta. I have written the name of the library. Beside the name of the library, I have written the place of the library and the date of establishment. Connemara Public Library is it is in Chennai and it is established in 1890. Delhi Public Library, it is in New Delhi and it is established in 1951. National Library Calcutta, it is in Kolkata and it is established means it is established earlier, but it has changed its name into National Library in the year 1948. That is why I have written here 1948. Saraswathi Mahal Library Tanjore, it is in Tamil Nadu and it is established in 1918. Here are some important facts about the National Library of India. In the year 1836, Calcutta Public Library was formed. In 1891, Imperial Library was formed by merging Calcutta Public Library and some secretariat libraries. In the year after the independence, in the year 1948, Imperial Library has changed its name into National Library of India. From 1948, we called Imperial Library as a National Library of India. The next one is library literature is a primary source of information, B. secondary source of information, C. tertiary source of information, D. literary source of information. The right one is C. tertiary source of information. Library literature is a tertiary source of information. Here I have written what is primary source of information, what is secondary source of information, what is tertiary source of information, and what is library literature. Library literature is a one kind of tertiary source of information. The primary source mainly carries the original contribution, the information that appear in the first time. The example of the primary sources are periodical, theses, dissertation, patents, standards, etc. Secondary sources are written on the basis of the primary sources. The examples of the secondary source are books, manuals, maps, encyclopedia, dictionary. The tertiary source it is mainly based on the both primary source and secondary source. It acts as a key to the primary and secondary source. That means the tertiary source redirect the user to the primary source to the secondary source. I want to give you an example. Suppose a bibliography Bibliography means the description of book. If there is a bibliography, bibliography helps us to give the description of some particular book, some particular periodicals. Here bibliography is a kind of tertiary source of information. From the bibliography we get the information about some book, about some periodical. Bibliography redirects us to the primary source, to the secondary source. That is why bibliography is a kind of tertiary source of information. Library literature is one kind of tertiary source of information. What is library literature? It is a bibliographic database. It is also a bibliographic database, and this database, it is library literature. This database is based on the library and information science related books and periodicals. If we need a book, if we want to know about a particular book of library and information science, we can search this database, and from this database we will get that particular book, and it is a library literature, and it is also a tertiary source of information. The next one is the frequency of data India is A, weekly, B, fortnightly, C, monthly, D, bi-monthly. The right one is A, weekly. The data India is published from Press Institute of India weekly. The next one is Berne Convention is concerned with A, translation, B, copyright, C, patents, D, standards. The right one is B, copyright. Berne Convention is concerned with Copyright Act. What is Copyright Act? Copyright is a act for the protection of literary and artistic work of author. It is a right of the author. Without his permission, no one can copy his literature, no one can publish his literature. It is the right of the author, and this convention was held in Switzerland in 1886. The next one is the concept of selective dissemination of information was enunciated by A, Derek Austin, B, D.J. Foskett, C, H.P. Luhn, D, B.C. Vickery. The right one is C, H.P. Luhn. The concept of selective dissemination of information was enunciated by H.P. Luhn in 1961. It is a kind of library service. In these services, by the user profile, by matching the user profile, the documents are provided to the user. The next one is current awareness bulletin is A, primary source, B, annual report, C, trend report, D, information product. The right one is the current awareness bulletin is a kind of trend report. We know what is primary source. I have discussed it earlier. The annual report is a report. It is published annually from an organization, from any kind of organization. It is the annual report. And what is trend report? Trend report, it provides systematic view of recent development or current research trends in a subject field. In a specific field, it indicates the research trends of a specific subject field. It is trend reports. Current awareness bulletin is one kind of trend reports. What is information product? Information product, it mainly guides the consumer in order to meet a predefined purpose. I want to give you an example. If there is a book about crime story, it is not an information, it will not be an information product. But if there is a book about how to investigate a crime, it will be an information product. So in this video I have discussed some important multiple choice question which are previously asked by the UGC in NET examination. Actually, I am making this video for testing that do you need this type of video or not. If you need this type of video, please comment on my video that you need this MCQ series. Only then I will continue this MCQ series. I want to bring videos on this series in about MCQs which are previously asked in the various examinations like UGC NET, SETs, KBS, NBS, Rajasthan Librarians, etc. If this video is helpful for you, please like my video and share this video to your friend and subscribe my channel. I will bring another video for you very soon. Till then, take care and bye bye.